Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com.
This event is a Dixie Long Years Wagon Train. It is a family event that we really push for the kids to learn and do. It's focused around families and mules. And a wagon and mules goes a long way in a family because you can put generations together, they can learn. Coming to this area is a big plus because there's so much to do. Even if you've got kids that's a little bit afraid to be in the wagons yet, or a little bit young, or grandma that's waiting back at camp, there's lots to do at the Loretta Lynn Ranch, and that's why I brought my wagon train here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Tell me about your mules.
I bought them, I think like 5 or 6 years ago. And they was 5 and 6 when I bought them.
Okay.
And they were supposed to have been kind of broke, but when I first started working them, they weren't too broke. But
yeah.
I've had put a lot of miles on them since I've had them. This is Ida and that's Jake.
Okay. You do much with them besides wagon trains? Besides
Mostly just
people mover?
mostly just wagon riding.
Yeah.
I have raked hay with them, done a few things with them, but I got a little rake. It's got a little dolly on the front end. It's got a little short tongue, and I just hooked it behind my wagon and
Oh, really? Okay.
raked hay with my wagon.
The wagon's your fork cart.
Right.
Yeah.
Which it was nice sitting in the shade, you know, raking hay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just kind of make wide turns.
Right. Yeah, they done good.
Yeah. So you got a little acreage then.
Right. Yeah.
You make hay for your own stock.
Right. That's all I want to do. Just
Sure.
Still got some not hooked up yet. Oh, so
They got 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
You know how many wagons you got today?
No, we had 13 yesterday.
There's several more
We've
today.
got some more that came in.
How many times you done this ride? A lot of times?
Well, this is the 3rd year that we've had it.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Right. And
I see. So you've done it 3 years.
right.
This is your 3rd year.
Cindy wanted to have the ride, and see, I'm from this county,
Okay.
and they had moved down here from up east of here, and they wasn't sure about the road, so she asked me would I be the wagon master for them, and
Sure.
I agreed to it. And she's kept asking me every year, so I guess she's happy with what I've been doing. The first ride, the first year we had to ride, we had it on a farm up there where they had like 2,000 head of cattle,
Okay.
and we camped there on that farm. And then I suggested to her maybe try to get a date here, and so we had it here last year and then again this year.
Is car traffic pretty courteous?
Most of the time it is. You know, if I see a car coming at a high rate of speed, I'll just put my hand out and kind of ask them to slow down. Normally, most people will slow down. Sometimes you'll have one that won't, but most time, people are pretty respectable. And sometimes they'll even stop and talk to you for a second, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Want to know what's going on. I was going to tell you about my wagon. It was starting to get a little bit faded on the outside, and I took all the bows off of it, and the the metal braces and sanded it all the outside down and refinished it. I worked on it off and on for a couple of weeks.
That's a good investment of time, though.
Right.
It pays off.
Right. Keep it looking, you know, decent.
Makes it last longer, too.
Right. I always keep it in the dry, keep it under a shed. And this top has got insulation up there on top of it. Keeps
Oh, yeah.
it not so hot.
Yeah.
There's actually styrofoam insulation. There's two layers of this,
I see.
and there's styrofoam insulation between that.
That's smart.
Keeps it cooler, you know, when it's hot.
You got it. Yeah, make a big difference.
Right. And in the wintertime, when we're riding in the wintertime, I have a little propane heater I set in this basket right here.
Okay.
And it makes it pretty nice in here.
Yeah, you just button everything up.
Right. When me and my buddy was riding across the state, it got cold at night, and I had that heater in here, and I would turn it on, and it would warm it right up.
Yeah, that's nice. The Suffolk Punch draft horse originated in eastern England, where it was developed to work the region's heavy clay soil. While other draft horse breeds found employment carrying knights into battle or parading before cheering crowds, the Suffolk breed quietly went about its business of getting the work done in the field and forest. The breed has changed little over the years. They are powerful, intelligent, loyal, and tireless, making them the perfect partner for today's draft horse farmer. Over the years, they were carefully protected from crossbreeding to ensure their desirable qualities would not be diluted. A side effect of that defense against genetic adulteration was a smaller population of horses representing the breed. There have never been a lot of Suffolk Punch horses in the world. In the mid-20th century, the breed approached extinction. Today, while the numbers have begun to rebound, particularly in the United States, they remain an endangered species of horse. The nonprofit Saving Suffolk's North Coast chapter was formed to educate the public about this important horse breed and promote its preservation. You can join this mission by making a tax-deductible donation. Visit the website on your screen to find out how. Tell me about these mules.
They 5-year-old, broke all farm machinery, and their names is Alice and Flo.
You like them? They stand good.
Yes, sir.
Been fooling with mules your whole life so far?
Yes, sir. I was a week old and I went on my first wagon train.
You probably don't remember much of it.
Nope.
They just tell you stories.
Alice, quit.
Were you on this one last year?
Yes, sir.
It's pretty nice digs there over at the campgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll get to ride with you next year.
At,
Montgomery.
yeah, in March, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll be doing that one. For a few days anyway.
That's me. I won't go the whole time.
That's right, you gotta be in school.
Mm-hmm.
What grade are you in?
9th.
You'll be in 9th in the fall?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about wagon trains?
Everything. You ain't got to work all the time.
You get to jump in the river.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm home, I can't, because I'm always in the tractor.
Okay. Farming.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys raise?
Cotton.
How's it going this year? Is it dry?
It's got dry bad.
So where's home?
Center, Alabama. They left this year to go on the Montgomery Wagon Train 5 miles from my house, or 2 miles from my house.
Is where they started?
Yes, sir.
Was that near Forney?
I live in Forney.
You live in Forney. Is that what you just said when I asked you where home was? Did you say Forney? You said center.
I said center.
Okay. Is that a town?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's almost in Georgia, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Joe.
How you doing, Marty?
All right, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
My wife Laura, you met her.
I think
at the
we met.
festival
Yep.
Last year, I
Yep.
guess.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we here and kind of getting the word out, trying to get everything together. We got gonna add a mule race, I think, on Saturday night inside.
What kind of race?
It's the fastest mule and 2 laps on the.
Saddle mule?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Inside Calsonic.
Okay.
So
They go one at a time then, timed?
No, it'll be 2. It'll be just a group.
No kidding.
The fastest mule, 2 laps.
A little bit of cowboy action.
Yeah, probably in the middle of the band break
Okay.
when we give mule weight.
Yeah. Okay.
We get Gabriel, the mule this year. We're giving him away. Working on that, and $5 chances. We give Angel away last year.
Yep.
You interviewed that, and we got Gabriel this year. So, but we got cook wagon, chuck wagon. We got brisket contest, cooking contest, cast iron cooking contest. So best brisket, best cornbread, best beans, and we get $500 away for the best brisket. And so we got education back this year. 650 fourth graders coming through.
Awesome.
Got a new book coming out. And the Pinto Association supporting all the education this year.
Really? That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
it is a real big deal. They want to be a part of it this year and next year too. So we got Becky Buller. She's plays all over the world bluegrass, and she's our headliner on Friday night. And then Saturday night we got Amanda Cook from Virginia. So she's good. Grass Kickers on Thursday night. She's got 3 bands inside, and I don't have many bands outside. Booger Brown's gonna be there.
Okay.
So Booger'll be there on Saturday.
All right.
And teach them kids how to rope. And Brandon a piece of wood with our logo on it, and they'll go through the junior mule skinner program. So we're anxious about that. So we got education, we got entertainment, and we got competition. The draft pullers are coming back, all the draft horses, mule pulling. Looking forward to that. That was a big hit last year. We had a lot of people that enjoyed that. So
Similar?
Freedom Sing USA, we're doing veterans this year.
Okay.
World War II.
All right.
The biggest thing we've got on Tuesday night, we got a veteran that's going to be 104 years old,
Yep.
J.B. Stubblefield.
Yep.
Lost in the jungle for 2 years almost. Found him malaria, laying beside a pond. And Freedom Sing wrote a song, Mama's Bible. That's the only way they recognized him, because his mama gave him a Bible and he had his name in it, and saved him. So J.B. Stubblefield, he loves mules. I send him all the rural heritage magazines I get, and he watches it on TV all the time. And
Great.
He's a great man. He's a big mule skinner. He was plowing mules when they handed him a draft card.
This is Jack and this is Dan.
You know how old they are?
Not exactly.
Sure. They pull pretty good for as small as they are?
Really good.
Yeah.
They like to trot though.
So you spend some time holding them back.
But they do really good.
Yeah.
They're perfect for me because I can harness them.
Yeah, they're a good size, right? You like working with them?
Yes. We break 2-year-olds. That's what they got right there. So that's what we do quite a bit.
When you say that's what they got right there, you mean in front of us?
In front
Like
of
two
us,
blacks?
them 2 blacks, they're 2-year-olds.
Okay. Wow.
Oh boy.
What grade in school are you going to be this fall?
I'll be in 6th grade.
So, 13?
12.
12.
We're Austin draft mules. We raise them from when they're 6 months old to 3 years old, most of them, and sell them.
So you buy weanlings then?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you break them?
The best
Sometimes,
ones,
yeah.
and we can't break all of them. It's a bunch of them.
Okay.
We got probably 90 mules right now between our partners.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. So most of your friends in school aren't doing this?
No, I don't have many friends in school that do any of this.
Yeah.
Once I leave in May, I don't talk to them much until August. Easy. Easy, boys.
Get any that it's kind of hard to sell because you took to them too much? Did that ever happen?
Yeah, it happens some. Mainly with the smaller ones, could always get attached to them.
Sure.
But I know they're gonna have to be sold. But I always take time, and the ones that I like, I'll break them to lead, and I'll harness them up, and yeah. We've been on a 3-day trip on our way up here, over 50 miles. We stayed in our wagons at night on our way up here.
I heard that story too. So you guys must have dropped some feed off on the way, maybe?
We just had it in here.
Did you?
We kept it all in here.
All right.
And these mules pulled it the whole way.
Water too?
Yeah.
Really?
We have a water tank on the back, and we have a hot water heater on here.
Okay, I seen that, yeah.
Me and him got together. I've been in the colt business just a little longer than him. Then we got to, doing a little business together. And then we just combined it all.
And so what is the plan? You buy young stock, and then you fit it out, and then you take it back to auction. Some of them you break, but most of them you bring back.
Unbroke.
Say again?
Most of them unbroke.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're looking for quality.
Quality, and we'll pick out probably from 3 to 4 pairs of the bigger ones and the better ones that we like, and we break them. Some of them, the team we're driving right now is just 2-year-olds, and there's a guy at home I'm good friends with. He breaks a pair for us every year. Then another guy, so we usually end up with 3 or 4 really broke, young pairs of mules, and then the rest of them, I end up going to Pennsylvania up there for the Amish to drive.
And these are draft mules.
All draft mules. We do a few riding mules, but we base it on draft mules.
Okay. And so where are you buying them from?
We buy a lot of mules. A lot of our colts come out of Kansas, and we buy some right there out of Missouri, and then out of South in Mississippi. We buy off about 3 to 4 farms, and then we buy a few out of the auctions. The Reese brothers, we buy from them, and the Hoover sale and the Lyndall Carter sale, we buy a few colts out of, but majority of them come off the farms.
Okay. All right. So you're busy spending a lot of time looking at mules.
Oh yeah.
And then bringing them home.
That's right. Bring them home, get them fit, get them vaccinated, and then work. Just start working your way through them then.
How many do you have at home on average?
As of right now, we got, how many, Brandon? Down here?
About 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's usually par for the case.
80 right now. Then in the fall, when we start buying back, we'll have over 100 head. Then we'll start selling them back in January and February. So on average, there's always at least 70 to 80 head at all times. And then in the fall to winter, there'll be 120 to 140,
Are you matching them up? Are you selling as teams or individuals?
Well, we match up all we can of them, and then the ones that we carry up to Pennsylvania, we offer choice on them because the mules have got so high, and we understand that on our end and their end, they usually just want to buy one per family,
Sure.
So we offer choice on about every mule we sell in Pennsylvania. My dad was a big inspiration for me in the mule business because he backed me 100%, and then we lost him in 2018 with cancer, and And then from then on, it was just a little bit more on me, and me and Brandon there, we kind of hooked up, and we've been going forward ever since. And I'd like to say a special thanks to the Reese Brothers Mule Company. They've helped us a lot. The Kelso Mule Company, with horses and mules. All them boys, we was newcomers coming into it, and they helped us a lot. And I just want to say that I really appreciate them, and appreciate everybody else that's helped us.
Well, we a lot of times we buy mules when they're colts,
All right.
right off their mamas, and we'll keep them until they're coming a 3-year-old. And as they're coming a 3-year-old, we take them to the Amish, and we sell them for them to work in the fields up there. And mostly we just raise them and feed them. I don't break very many of them. Some we do break, but most of all, we just take them up there and just let them break them like they want them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you fit them up.
Yeah.
You get them in good flesh.
Yeah. That's the way they want them. They want them fat and looking good. And so when they start their spring work, when the mules is coming 3-year-olds, the mules can stand to work. They can handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And when they break them, I mean, they do it all different ways.
Oh, yeah.
They herd them. They put them in big hitches. They do
Yeah.
all kinds of different
Yeah.
things.
They'll have 6 to 8 mules in a hitch, and they'll have a 2-year-old in there or a 3-year-old in there with them. And he ain't got much choice but to learn to do what the rest of them do,
Where do you find the mules that you get?
Mostly we buy a lot of colts at the sales, different sales around. We do have some mares. We raise probably anywhere from 5 to 7 mules a year there at the place, but mostly at the sales is where we buy. And some individuals, I buy some off the farms. I've got some guys that I've bought from regular every year that I buy their mules every year.
Do you buy individuals and then pair them up?
That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to buy just wherever we can find them. They're hard to find nowadays. Not many people's raising mules like it was. Now, since the mule market's gotten stronger, a lot of your guys is starting to breed their mares and raise a lot more colts. And that makes it a little easier to find your mule colts.
Right. Although there's not as many quality jacks around, are there?
No, there's not. No.
That's a problem.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
How hard is it to match mules when you're buying them here and there and everywhere?
Honestly, it's very hard. Yeah. I mean, you can drive for miles and miles and miles and not find two that match perfect. And if they match in size when you go to break them, a lot of times they won't walk good together. You'll have one walk faster than the other. It's if you get a good pair that's the same size and walk good together, you've got something, because it's just, you can't find it every day.
How long you been doing this?
I made my first trip to Pennsylvania in 2000, and I've been doing it, so that'd be 22 years I've been taking mules to the Amish.
How come they don't just raise them themselves?
Well, they raise some colts, but they sell them when they're weanlings, and what happens is these colts take up stalls in their barn.
Yeah.
And they need those stalls for their horses that they already own or the mules that they own. So they don't like to spend that money out in feeding them and waiting 3 years for that colt to get started. So they'd rather just sell them and then buy back what they need when they're coming 3-year-old.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they've got so many workhorses or mules, and they got the cows, and they got their driving horses.
Right.
So they don't have a lot of extra room just to raise colts.
I want to fool them.
It's exactly. Yeah.
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of Back to the Land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.